Welcome to Edinburgh, the home of Edinburgh Castle, bagpipes, and deep-fried Mars bars. In the next 2 days, we'll show you all the best landmarks, photo spots, and even eat some local delicacies. From Edinburgh Castle to Victoria Street to a little slice of the Scottish countryside, we're in for a jam-packed itinerary. So follow along if you want to learn a bit more about one of the coolest cities in the UK. First stop in Edinburgh, coffee and a quick bite to eat. It's going to be a busy day, and we're starting things off with the city's #1 attraction, Edinburgh Castle. The slow walk up the hill was a truly unforgettable experience, getting our first glimpses of the castle and the Royal Mile as we snaked up the hill. We opted for a non-official walking tour, but which included a mission into the castle. I sometimes avoid walking tours and simply wander around, but in this case I really wanted to learn all about the history, and we had a great guide with tons of interesting stories. If you're not into history, the castle is probably still worth visiting, and the views of the city might be worth the price of admission too. Now, the castle is much more than just a castle. There's multiple buildings spanning hundreds of years, a military museum, several churches, and the crown jewels of Scotland. This room here has a ceiling that was not designed by architects, but by shipbuilders. It's meant to resemble the upside-down hull of a ship, and is built in the same way. It's also a reminder that Scotland once had one of the greatest navies in the world.
1566, the year that King James VI of Scotland was born, right here in the Castle of Edinburgh.
Just a few minutes walk outside the castle gates is Scott's Kitchen, our lunch spot. When on vacation, you might as well eat outside, no matter what the temperature is. Our lunch spot is located actually right on Victoria Street, one of the most famous streets in Edinburgh, and one of the most picturesque I've ever been on. It's very touristy, but you can't really avoid it. This is a must-see. And now we're off the Royal Mile and on our way to visit the National Museum to try and see some city views from its rooftop. Every walk in Edinburgh is a picturesque one, even if the sun is a distant memory. The National Museum is centrally located right across from Greyfriars Bobby. It's a cool spot for history lovers, but best of all, it's free. Here's a couple shots from the rooftop terrace. We spent so long in the museum that the sun actually came out. So we came to Edinburgh in August, which is at the time of the Fringe Festival, the largest performing arts festival in the world. On every corner, we saw people trying to get us to watch their stand-up comedy show, theater play, or musical performance. The city was absolutely buzzing and the shows we saw were awesome. I'll warn you that this is the most crowded time of the year in the city though, and prices are super inflated. If you just want to be a tourist in the city, I'd avoid August, but we really loved the shows and the bustle.
This is a Scotch egg with black pudding on the inside.
Wow, the egg is perfectly done. Ooh. So this is Scottish thing?
Yeah. Lovely.
Wow, look at that ice cream too.
We start day 2 on the hunt for a picturesque area which will take you back to the times of old Scottish countryside. We're staying near the Haymarket area, which is just west of the Old Town. We were super pleased with our stay here. It's about a 20-minute walk to the castle and Old Town, but also interesting in its own right, with plenty of restaurants and cafes to visit.
It's our last day in Edinburgh and we're at Dean Village.
Super peaceful, really nice little river stream, and this exact viewpoint is pretty nice. Although it looks like a village, it's not in the countryside, but right here in the city. This used to be a grain milling village, and you can still see where the mill was today. More than anything, it's just a great photo spot with the picturesque old houses surrounding this slow winding river.
Okay, we're here at the Red Cockerel. Just was on the way, and it's a cool spot that's in the basement of the church, I guess. And we're just sitting outside.
For an afternoon snack, we're stopping at Knoop's, which is a chain of hot chocolate stores. It's kind of like a traditional coffee cafe where you choose your coffee bean and customize your drink. Only here we're dealing with different types of chocolate and the beans. At this point, we're walking down George Street in Edinburgh's new town. When I first heard that there was an old town and a new town, I pictured many cities which have a quaint old town and then a modern area with skyscrapers and new buildings. However, Edinburgh's new town was really only new in the mid-1700s. It was a city-planned area which was developed due to overcrowding among the old city walls. Newtown has wider and more squared streets, but the Georgian architecture is fascinating. Our last place to visit on the day is a very classic Edinburgh spot, Calton Hill. With the Douglas Stewart Monument in the foreground and the cityscape in the background, this is probably the most iconic view in the city. It's a little trek up the mountain to get here, but the view is worth it for sure. Anyways, time for us to do a bit of shopping, relaxing, and maybe watch one more show before we leave tomorrow. Edinburgh was a real pleasant surprise as a city. I was looking forward to it for sure, but I think it exceeded my expectations. For me, it can rival any European city in terms of history, attractions, and culture. 2 days was enough to see a lot, but I wouldn't mind going back again. Maybe even in August. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more travel adventures.